good to see you.
I don't know what else to do.
It's been through all kinds of variations.
Well, we've been all over, and this just brings clarity. But you should happen. It's small and red chicken. It's upside down, then you're screwed.
Seat, Rob.
We haven't solved the problem.
Due diligence, I'm all for it.
I'm busy.
Gotta go through the
That's just
motions,
crazy.
make sure that.
Got probably 3 more.
Yeah, Bill.
All right. Call the meeting to order. A roll call, everybody is here except Commissioner Ezell, not be here this evening, so he won't be available for any votes. We'll start out with invocation. We're going to have from Pastor Still is going to do the invocation. Chief, how'd you like a speaking part for your first night? Can you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance after the prayer? Thank you. All right.
Let us pray. Gracious God, we ask your blessing upon our community this evening. We pray that you will grant wisdom to our gathered leaders today, help them as they go about the business of our community so that all people may benefit. And Father, most of all, we thank you that we live in a land that is free and that we have such wonderful blessings. And we make these prayers in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Yeah.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Pastor. Thank you, Chief. All right. Next up, consider approval of the minutes from the regular commission meeting of June 6, 2019.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Waddell, second by Commissioner Norwood. Any other discussion, corrections? Hearing none, please cast your ballot. Motion carries 6-0. Number 5, awards, presentations, proclamations, and organizational business. 5.1, present pet available for adoption at the city animal shelter. On cue.
I'll let her do all the talking. Hi, good evening. I'm Charlotte Ringwald. I'm the adoption coordinator at Enid Animal Control. And tonight, my very talkative friend is Cleocatra. She is in Pen 4, and she's about a 2-month-old little kitten, domestic short hair. And June is Adopt a Cat Month, so we've got lots of cats and kittens available. If you're looking for a dog, if a dog's more your speed, we've got plenty of those too. So you guys are always welcome to stop by. The shelter's always open to the public from 10 to 6 on weekdays and 12 to 3 on weekends. So come by and see us. That's right. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right. Item 5.2, consider an appointment to Special Sales Tax Oversight Committee.
Yeah, I think that is an item to appoint a new representative to that Special Sales Tax Oversight Committee from Ward 1, where Jerry Allen, I believe, used to be that representative. Now he is the commissioner, and he has recommended Dr. Gerald Wyman for that position.
All right.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Please cast your ballot. 6-0, carries 6-0. Thank you. Consider appointment to Board of Adjustment.
Yeah, this this appointment is, well, there's one vacancy and there's one applicant. Carol, is there?
Yes, well, Tilly asked me because she could not be here tonight, and she asked me to express that she would love to be on the Board of Adjustment, and I've known her for 30 years, and she's very practical, common sense lady, and I think she would make a good addition, and I promised I would say, give my recommendation. She would be an excellent addition.
All right.
We have one applicant and one position for. Board of
Motion to
Adjustment.
approve. Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any other discussion? Please cast your ballots. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you.
We have one other item of business under recognition, awards, and presentations. And I think that's the recognition of our PACE intern. Commissioner Mason, would you like?
Yes.
right.
that with the mayor?
Thank you. I just wanted to introduce a young man that I met the other day at our Public Art Commission meeting, and stand up, Josh. His name's Josh Faulkner. Josh is from here in Enid. He, however, goes to school over at Oklahoma State, has come back to work for the city, or more specifically for PACE this summer. And while I was sitting there and visiting with him, I was just so impressed with everything that he'd gotten accomplished in 1 week. His job this summer is to catalog all of the art, public art that we have in the city of Enid, to include where it's located, to include the condition of it, the history, if you know any of the history of it, and to try to assess some kind of a value on it so that we can have that as a city document later on. So I was just impressed with him, and he's also a political science major, which I thought he might like to come to the meetings. So appreciate you being here tonight, Josh, and thank you very much. I'm glad you're here.
All right, Josh, can I ask you to come forward for a minute? In the center here.
Right in here, Josh. All right.
We all appreciate the fact that you're taking interest in local government so early in life. You're willing to help us out with internship. You probably learned a lot from it, but you know what? We learned a lot from it too. What I have is a 125th year anniversary coin from the city of Enid. Wow. We've been a city for 125 years, but I'd like to thank you for your work. Appreciate that. Item number 6, Administration 6.1, consider a resolution amending the 2018-2019 Enid Event Center and Convention Hall Fund budget by appropriating additional funds in the amount of $100,000 to increase the 2018-2019 appropriated amounts for the Enid Event Center and Convention Hall Department.
Yes, Mayor and Commissioners, again, this is a good news story. We budgeted $1.34 million in lodging tax as our revenue projection for the year. As of through the end of May, we've collected 1.45. We project we may end the year with as much as 1.6 million. That tax is collected through the city. It's at 8%. 5% is kept by the city, but 3% is passed through to the county to use for the running of the expo center. So we need to appropriate the 3% of that overage so that we can pass that along to the county.
Okay.
Second.
Motion to approve and a second. Any other discussion? Please cast your ballots. All right. Item number 7, consent agenda.
Unless there's any items that the commission would like to discuss, we would normally approve these all at once.
Just looking through them real quick, just to
Okay.
make sure. Motion to approve all of section 7.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Okay, please cast your ballots. Let's see.
Oh,
Motion carries 6-0. Thank you. All right, we're going to, item 8, we're going to recess to convene as the Enid Municipal Authority. Item number 9, trustees of the Enid Municipal Authority regular meeting are all in attendance except for Commissioner Ezell. Item number 10, Enid Municipal Authority regular meeting is now in session. Item 10.1, approve a contract between the Frederick and Mary Catherine Lorenz and the Enid Municipal Authority for water rights purchase and transfer of water permit 2001-672 for concurrent use of 133 acre-feet a year for the Ames number 6 groundwater well, and give authority to the chairman of the EMA to execute contract documents.
Yes, I can explain this item. Ames well number 6, there was a dispute in the recent past over part of those water rights. Specifically, there were some prior rights established. We settled with the person that had the claim for $650,000 for 187 acres of water rights at that time. OWRB had established that there was concurrent use of 133 acres that the city could use along with Mr. Lorenz. We still had those rights. Mr. Lorenz came to the city and approached us about selling those. And this is a negotiated price with him for $120,000 to take away any doubt about concurrent use. And that allows the prior rights and this, what had been a shared or concurrent use, to be 320 acres of water rights for the city. It's a very good producing well, Ames number 6. Lou, I think we pull a lot of water off of that.
So we're only running 500 to 1,000 gallons per minute out of that well, which is fantastic.
Yeah, so I think it's a good investment. Mr. Lorenz has agreed to it. In fact, he signed the agreement and brought it by today, and he's filed an application with OWRB to transfer the whatever his concurrent or shared usage was. Our intent is, if you approve this tonight, is to deposit a check with the closing agent, which would be the local attorney, John Wynn, who would close with Mr. Lorenz upon determining that the action to transfer the water to us at OWRB is complete and final.
I move to approve this item.
A second.
Okay.
I have a quick question. The water quality's good, we don't have nitrates in there?
No, nitrates are low.
Okay.
Motion and a second. Any other comments? Okay, please cast your ballots. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 10.2, approval of claims in the amount of $124,375.58.
Motion to approve.
Okay,
Second.
motion and a second. Any other discussion? Okay, please cast your ballots. Motion carries 6-0. Item number 11, adjourn to convene as the Enid Economic Development Authority. Item number 12, trustees of the Enid Economic Development Authority regular meeting are all in attendance except Commissioner Ezell. Item number 13, Enid Economic Development Authority regular meeting is now in session. Item 13.1, approval of claims in the amount of $5,000.
So move.
Have a motion?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Please cast your ballots. Okay. Item number 14, adjourn to convene as the Enid Public Transportation Authority. Item 15, trustees of the Enid Public Transportation Authority regular meeting are all in attendance except Commissioner Ezell. Item number 16, the Enid Public Transportation Authority regular meeting is in session. 16.1, award a professional services contract with RSM US LLP, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, to complete the 2018-2019 Enid Transportation Authority Vehicle Revenue Mileage Audit in the amount of $4,000.
Yes, Mayor and Commissioners, this is a requirement of the grant funding that we have through ODOT, and so we need to get somebody under contract to get this completed. It's due by the end of August.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, cast your ballots. Thank you. Item 16.2, approval of claims in the amount of $15,005.36.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Please cast your ballots. Motion carries 6-0. Item number 17, adjourn to reconvene as the Enid City Commission. Item number 18, public comments. I have two. First, Mr. Mark Burrow would like to speak about driveways. Please come forward, state your name and your address, and speak from the podium, please.
Yeah, I'm Mark Burrow, and I live over on 352 East Birch. I live on the corner of Kennedy and Birch, and that's where they're doing all the repairs for the water. Last time I was in here about a month ago, I explained to it, got carried away, and I did a whole bunch of problems at one time. So I'm just gonna try to figure out one problem at a time. Right now, when they cut into the edge of the driveway there, it went ahead and forced, and my driveway had some small hairline cracks in it, so now it has dispersed, and they've gotten bigger and more cracks in it. So they're fixing to come along and redo the roads and put new driveways in that area. So I was seeing if at that same time when they redo them driveway or redo the sidewalks in that area, if my driveway can get replaced at the same time when that is done.
I will schedule a meeting with you before we leave here tonight to come out and look at your property to better understand what you're talking about.
Okay.
If it is just like last time, if there's something that we caused or I think we caused, we will make it right with you. And so before you leave tonight, we will set up a time this week or next week, whenever it's convenient with you,
Okay.
to look at that issue.
And I'll just add in one more in there while we're at it. The other issue is right there, these guys that are out there doing stuff, the cleanup part on there, when I went out there on there to mow my yard, along with our other neighbors and everything, they're leaving all them big piles of rocks and everything in everybody's yard. I cleaned up about 15 gallons out of front of my yard so I can at least mow and weed eat an edge. We dumped them in the hole that they had cut in the front on a corner of Kennedy and Birch. They repaired the water line there. Well, it's already starting to sink back in from the semi trucks coming down that road. So I didn't know who I needed to contact for on that part. That is not a truck route, but we got JB Hunt and all them guys that are driving down there going to the AEM. That is not a truck route. My concern was when you do redo them sidewalks and everything else, them guys do turn that corner and they're gonna be driving over them sidewalks and cracking them and destroying them sidewalks as there is. So I've called other places and seen if we could get a sign or something down in that area for that wouldn't happen. I hadn't had any luck at the time. So I thought I would mention that on that part before any work start getting done, and then it ended up getting destroyed because of something that could be prevented. And then it was just a waste of money of doing it when something comes in there and tears it up.
Yeah, I look forward to coming out there because you can show me all that. I'll be able to better understand what you're talking about, not just with your driveway, but with trucks and worrying about tearing up the street stuff. So,
Okay.
in the hole.
All right then. I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it, and thank you for holding your comments to the 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Next up, Ms. Levesque.
Mr. Mayor, the last time the mayor called up the sign-up sheet in reverse order, it was Mayor Shuey, and the two people that signed up were myself and Brian, God, I'm bad with names. Byron Carr, yes, Byron Carr. I was called up first, although he signed up first, but I relinquished my time to give him the courtesy of speaking first as per the sign-up sheet. But it's also at that point that I realized I lost quite a bit of support in Ward 5, given the exhibition of certain Confederate flag that keeps flying in that neighborhood as Exhibit A. But I really wanted to come up and say that there was a major theft in my neighborhood. 2 flatbed trailers were stolen. That item made the newspaper, and that's one of my neighbors who came to me and asked me if I had video footage back there, and unfortunately, I was out of town. So this camera right here is security, and yet one of my neighbors called the police on me for using this camera in my neighborhood because I do record questionable activity when I find it. Of course, I can't record everything. The people who called the police are the people who live, well, one of them told the cops, well, it was Officer Bruce, told Officer Bruce that she wasn't actually a resident there, but I can say for a fact that I have in times prior recorded questionable activity and massive amounts of inventory being shuffled by flatbed trailer at that particular address, and I can connect it to a trailer that was confiscated by the police at 1304. 1304 and a half used to be the garage to 1304 West Oak. So this has a long history, and under the previous wardsman for Ward 5, all of this continued unabated, and with focus on Meadow Lake Ferris wheels, which is no part of Ward 5. And it took my attendance at the Juneteenth celebration to hear about a program about illumination of dark spots in the city. I had to go to a different ward to get that news and be advised to request of my proper wardsman to install such lighting, given that the property where the 2 flatbed trailers were stolen, there's one mercury lamp there that has been used for target practice more than once and has had to be replaced. That area is high crime, continues to be high crime, not only under your predecessor, but under your purview right now, and I appeal to you to make it a high priority. Not only that, but I have the footage to do a survey of all related properties. I did mention to a previous commission about how Mayor Kreiner was cracking down on slumlords. So what we're looking at, with 2 flatbed trailers that were fully laden, completely disappearing, and the person who, well, Dean Cornforth owns the property. He said that he had a suspect. He was told by his neighbors one suspect, but he went to that address, didn't find the trailer, didn't even find the inventory that was on top of the trailer. But a couple of days after that weekend, I found, I looked at, or I observed an older, it looked like a Ford truck, medium blue. It had light blue streak paint along the sides. Going along that street, I believe that's what, Walnut, like a bat out of hell and bouncing on every pothole that was in there, an empty flatbed trailer. So I'm going to put it to all of you, because if there is a crime ring, and I suspect there is, where a full trailer, 2 full trailers were stolen, were unloaded somewhere on somebody's property. It was either somebody who rented to the person who committed that on their property, condoned the usage thereof, or it was somebody who actually owned the property and is a participant in the theft ring. Okay. I call upon the entire commission to do something about that, because it's going to affect the entire city.
Diane, Captain Jacoby, could you get with her afterwards and let her know where she can report that? I think she's wanting to report a crime, sure, a potential crime, and walk her through that process. Yeah. Thank you.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Thank you. Under item number 19, consider convening into executive session to discuss an economic development opportunity within the Lahoma Courts development and reconvene into regular session to take any action, any necessary action.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor? Okay, 6-0. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for the Enid City Commission meeting. All meetings are broadcast on local cable channel 12 and in high definition on channel 112. In addition, the council meeting is live streamed on the web at enidtv.org. If you have any questions or comments regarding this broadcast, please visit the City of Enid website at enid.org.